family. Welcome to Story Time. Uh, Thank you so much for joining me. I'm going to go ahead and start from the top, work my way down, speaking to all my family. Hey, Kristen. Hey, Trucker. Hey, Jasmine. Hey, Reality. Hey, Tay Tay. Hey, Nina. Hey, TWE. Ain't seen you in a while. I need your long drawn out letter on where you been. I need a 4-page report on where you been and why you ain't been here. Hey, Cherry Blossom. Hey, Carmen. Hey Maya, hey Regina, hey Sophie, hey Quantum, hey Roll a Mile in My Shoes, hey Barbie, hey Chastain, hey Louisiana Cajun Girl, hey India, hey Marcus. That's all time there. Okay, that's what I'm talking about, Marcus. I'm glad you on time, got everything you need. I love it, I love it. Hey Lakeisha, hey Nurse Graham, hey Miss D. Let's see what's. Hey Maya, hey Life of Maya. Hey Evelyn, hey Sweet Tea, hey everybody, and welcome to Story Time. Yes. Yes, Chastain, I did receive your sticker. You will be at a story time tonight, family. It was only gonna be 2 stories, but your family has made it where it is 4 stories for you guys tonight. So thank all your family that you hear these stories tonight. Well, let me see. Thank everybody from the last 2 stories that you hear tonight, because those are the ones that helped y'all get 4 stories tonight. Uh, yes. Hey, PT. So I want to make sure I speak to everybody. All of y'all in here are vets. Why y'all ain't close the door? What are y'all waiting on? Y'all waiting on the invitation to close the door? Close the door. Y'all need to cuss y'all out. Close the door. Like, I gotta go through this every night? Every night? Really? Every night? Y'all should know better. Very disappointing. Very disappointing. Nurse Graham said she closed the door. Okay, well, I'm seeing like 31 people in here, only 18 thumbs on the live. So who ain't closed the door? Yep, check your phone. Yep, look at your device. If your little thumbs ain't for the live ain't lit up, you ain't closed the door. Check your device. Check your device. I closed the door when I came in. Thank you, Roll My Shoes. I body slammed the door. Damn, PT. Damn, PT did the door like that. We trying to keep it on the hinges. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to keep people out. You body slam the door and the door inviting people in. We ain't gonna have a door no more. Okay, Tay. Well, be careful on your way to the doctor. We'll see you. I guess you might catch us towards the end of the story time tonight. So we'll see you then. Let me see. Kristen, you closed it. Thank you, Kristen. Always close the door before commenting. Thank you, Sophie. Yes. So yes, you guys, go ahead and get everything you need, get it all together because we're about to go ahead and start story time. I hope y'all got all y'all snacks and cakes and pies and chips and hookahs and twisties and shot glasses and wine glasses and all the stuff you need for story time tonight. Y'all get 4 stories. It's Wednesday, Windy Wednesday. Y'all get 4 stories tonight. So get everything you need. We got a few minutes to get everything you need together before I start. So yeah, I'm trying to get y'all time to get everything y'all got. We going for biggest tipper, and we also take tips on YouTube, YouTube and Cash App. So just to let you guys know, my information, my Cash App and everything will be dropped in the chat. So just to let you guys know. Now, let me see. Yeah, so like I said, I did 4 stories tonight. 4 stories tonight. Today is the last day in August, so I'm taking the list down. I've celebrated my birthday all month, according to y'all, like y'all told me to do. I celebrated the whole month, like y'all told me to do, and it's coming down. So I just want to let y'all know it's going to be taken down tonight. I'm going to delete it. So all those family members asking me to keep it up, I'm deleting that shit. I'm deleting it now. Good night, Strawberry. Have a good night, love. Hey, Moolah. Okay, guys, so if you get ready to start soon, I hope you're getting everything together. If you're in the bathroom, somebody, sweet tea, I know you probably in the bathroom. You always in the bathroom, girl. Please, please wash your hands today. Wash your hands today. I know you ain't used to washing your hands and stuff. I know. But do it for me, please, because we don't need all the smells in the living room when we all got to hear these stories. And that goes for everybody. If you're in the bathroom, please wash your hands. Please. Look, she's talking about nope, nope, nope. Sweet tea, go wash your hands. I bet it just smell like ass. I bet your hands smell like ass. I wouldn't even eat. Ugh. Your kids got, ugh. You got to eat out of your hand. Ugh. Go wash your damn hands. Look, I'm protesting. I can't. Who the fuck are you protesting? Ain't nobody done anything to you. Soap ain't done nothing to you. Soap ain't done nothing. Sanitizer ain't done nothing. Oh my goodness. It's always her. It's always her, y'all. Okay. All right, guys. So we finna get ready to start the story time. I've been trying to go through the past stories and put names on them so y'all can see y'all stories and find y'all stories and stuff. But I got over 200 lives on my page and going through all of them, trying to put everybody's name down. Woo! Ooh, it's killing me. But I'm trying to get it in. So hopefully that'll help everybody find their story time so they can find them. Um, Girl, I'm telling you, they sure live. Hey, turn up, Nurse Grand, your birthday. It's Virgo season coming up. Just here to tell you, Sanaya said thank you for her birthday gift. Auntie. Tell Sanaya I said she is so welcome. Pick a red. TT, I got you. I think you're drunk. Okay, Nurse Graham. All right then. Hey, Jamaica. Okay. I'm still playing catch up. Oh, yeah, I'm watching every video you post. Yeah, have fun, Carly, because I'm trying to do it too. Thank you, Evelyn. Number one fan. Evelyn said she's the number one fan. No, hey, hey, hey. All right, guys. So if you came out of the bathroom, washed your hands, warmed up all your stuff, your hot wings or whatever the hell you decided to get snack on for story time tonight. Hey, Miss Chevy, if you got all that good stuff ready and you in the dark, if you can get in the dark, now if you can't get in the dark, I understand. But if you can get in the dark, get your ass in the dark. Hey, Tracy, you guys are ready, give it a thumbs. Let me get those thumbs. Let me get those thumbs. If you haven't closed the door, please go over and close the door. If you're new to my page, please subscribe and likely join the family. Yeah, it's a big family. But we all love. We talk a lot of shit, but we all love. Come on, let me get those thumbs, and I see y'all still ain't closing the door. Ooh. I'm gonna start coming to y'all house and just leave the door open. I'm gonna knock on your door, you're gonna be like, oh my God, Auntie, is that really you? I'm like, yeah. You're like, come on in. I'm gonna walk right in. I'm gonna leave your damn door open. You gonna turn around and try to close the door, I'm gonna cut you out. What you doing? What you doing? Leave the damn door open. Because you leave my door open all the damn time. Let's leave yours open. See how many mosquitoes, flies, rats, mouses, cats, all kind of stray animals and shit can run off in your house. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna do it. Tasha ain't here. I don't see her yet, but she'll be late, probably 9 times out of 10. She shows up late majority of the time, so just be on the lookout. Hey, Tilly Love. What I'm talking about? What I'm talking about? Hey, what I'm talking about? What I'm talking about? Hey, what I'm talking about? Okay. Here we go. Gonna start this first story of the night. Our first three, our first three characters in this story is Tasha, India, and Marcus. Tasha, India, and Marcus. So I seen Marcus, I seen India, I ain't seen Tasha. She'll probably be late, but Hey, Val. All right, so here we go. So Tasha started working for this big time company. I'm not going to disclose where this company is located or anything like that because they are very well known. But she started working for this big time company. She was working like pretty much on the top floor. She got degrees and all this shit. So she was pretty high up, like an operative manager or something, you know, like that in the company. So she always did projects and stuff. They always had her projects at um her last job. So she had that under her belt and everything. So she had her little office and she was on a project. She working on the project. Now she been with this company probably like 3 days when everything started to happen. So she's up at the job late one night by herself in the office trying to get this project complete. She could barely keep her eyes open. She had to have that project completed by the next day at 11 a.m. So she decided to stay late to try to get this done. Well, she ended up falling asleep and waking up in the middle of the night at like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, still at the office. And she's like, fuck, I'm going home. I get here early in the morning, try to hurry up and get it done before 11 o'clock. So she leaves and she go home. And when she gets back, when she gets up that morning, it's like 10 o'clock. She's like, oh shit, I'm late. So she jumps up, she rushes down to the office, she goes to her desk to try to start to finish this project, and the project is already finished. It's on her desk, finished. Now, Tasha knows she didn't do that herself. So she's the only person like really working on this project, but she do have co-workers. So she reached out to a couple co-workers. Hey, did you, get this off my desk and finish it up? And they like, no, I ain't touched that. That's your project. I'm not getting in trouble with that stuff. So everybody told her the same thing. No, I didn't do it. A week rolls around. She got another big project. She slammed hard. She working on it, and can barely get it done. This is like so overwhelming, but she's trying to handle this load that's coming in. And yet again, she can't finish in time. But when she come to work, it's already done. So she's like, who the hell is this mystery person that's doing my work for me? Don't nobody know about these projects I'm working on, so who's doing it? So she began to ask people in the office again, other people, hey, did you take work off my desk to do it for me? No, I don't get paid to do other people's work. Okay, are you sure you didn't take it? No, you didn't take it. No, everybody saying they didn't take the work. So, hey, AB, everybody saying they didn't do the project, they didn't take the work. So Tasha can't understand what the hell is going on. But she ain't gonna ask no questions. A blessing is a blessing. The work get done, it's right. She turns it in on time. Hey, whatever. She ain't worried about it. Boss man comes to her and say, hey, I got this assignment I want you to work on. It's a project I need you to work on. My best friend was working on this project before he passed, but it has to be done. Can you work on it for me? Tasha was like, oh, well, my condolences. Sure, no problem. I'll work on it for you. So he gives her the project. So Tasha's at the job again, late at night, working on the project. This particular night, she's working on the project. She feel herself dozing. She like on her desk. She's working, but she feel herself dozing. So she's working, and all of a sudden, she hears the elevator bell. Beep. Now, the elevator is all the way across the room for her. It's like this, like a big-ass office building, space up here. You know what I'm saying? It's probably like 100 desks crammed. Thank you, Miss Chevy. Hey, biggest tip so far, Miss Chevy, $20. Thank you. so it's like 100 like little cubicle areas, cubicle spaces, desk in this office. And then, you got the back offices where they got like corners and, real fucking offices. You know what I'm saying? And through all of this shit is the elevator. So Tasha hears the elevator go off. Bing! Damn, who is this time of night? So she looks and she sees a man and a woman come out the elevator. They giggling, they seem real flirty, like maybe they may be kind of drunk. You know how people may get drunk, they all touchy-feely, want to kiss and all that stuff. So these two are basically touchy-feely, kissing, giggling real loud. You know what I'm saying? He kissing all on her neck and she's just laughing and giggling. And while they're doing that, all of a sudden you hear a door on the left side of the office close, loud as shit, like, bah! So, of course, Tasha like that because she don't want them to see her watching them do all this flirtatious shit because, this is probably somebody she worked with. So she don't want to be, involved in a little sexcapade they finna have in the office. So she kind of ducks down a little bit, you know what I'm saying? So can't nobody see her. And she peeks around her, her corner of the corner of her door, and she sees the lady and the man standing there, and they like facing the way the door slammed. So they facing down the hall, down the hallway, and they hold each other's hands. And you can't really hear what they're saying, but you can hear they're getting loud. And the dude is like, you can see him waving, like shaking and waving, and the girl is like doing this on her chest, and Tasha looking at this shit like, what the hell is going on? And then they both like take off running, and then you hear bow like a loud ass gunshot. So Tasha jumped down on the floor, and she's speaking around her desk, and she sees somebody in all black, like black pants, black hoodie on their head. She's like on the floor, you know what I'm saying, ducked down. They go on around. You can hear like the girl screaming, the running. You can hear like knocking over shit, and all of a sudden you hear bow, bow. So Tasha, scared, she jumps up and like grabs her door to like close her door. So if this person is coming around and check the offices, they won't know she's in there. So she closes her door and she stands behind the door. And then she looks out and she sees this person in the black hoodie take the hoodie out their head. It's a woman. And they rush back through the same door that they came through. So Tasha like, oh my God. She jumps up and she goes out. She peeks around and see that the person, that lady is gone, you know what I'm saying? And she runs around looking for the two people that was in there, the girl and the dude. So she runs around looking for them. And she goes over and, she sees the dude like laying in the hallway. He has like a bullet wound to the neck. He is like gushing blood. And Tasha runs over like, oh my God, like, I'm so sorry. Sir, are you okay? Sir, are you okay? Sir, like, are you okay? And he was just like, Marcus, I need help. And she's like, Marcus, you're Marcus. He like, I need help. Help her. And he was pointing to the bathroom, like the women's bathroom. So she like goes into the women's bathroom, and it's like the woman is like dragging herself towards the bathroom door, and there's blood, a trail of blood behind her, and she's dragging herself to the door. And Tasha sees this shit, and she's like, oh my God. And the lady sees Tasha, she's like, help me. So Tasha rushes over, and she like moves the lady hair out her face, and she's like, ma'am, are you okay? Like, ma'am, are you okay? And the lady is still like pulling herself towards the door. She didn't look up at Tasha, she is still dragging herself, trying to pull herself across the floor. And Tasha's just like, ma'am, are you okay? Ma'am. She started just dragging herself, like, ma'am, are you okay? And she just looked at her like, just collapsed. So Tasha being scared, she jumps up, she runs. She calls security downstairs. Security rushes upstairs. They get up there with Tasha, and they're like, what's going on? What's going on? What happened? What's going on? And she's like, it's a man and a woman. They died. I think they dead in the hallway. A lady just came up here, and one of the security guards stood there to hear what she had to say. The other security guard runs to where she said the bodies was, and she's like frantic and hysterical. She's telling me what happened. And the second security guard come back. He's like, excuse me, hey, ma'am, can you come up? So Tasha like rushes down into the dude. He like, where do you say the bodies was? And she was like, in the women's bathroom, and right by and she looks down on the floor by the women's bathroom door, and the dude ain't there. She's looking, there's no blood on the floor. She's like, wait a minute. She busts open the women's bathroom door, looks down, no blood on the floor. There's nobody there. So the security guards are looking in the bathroom with her. They're like, you say you saw a woman in here, right? And she's like, I saw a woman in here, and the man was going outside the door, and both of the security guards are looking at each other. They look at her, and they're like, ma'am, you don't want still working. Like, nobody else is here. She's like, yes, I'm telling you, it was somebody else is here. Like, they were here. Like, I'm telling you, it was a woman and it was a man. They were both here, and another woman came in and she shot them. And they're like, there's no blood, there's nothing. So they tell Tasha, maybe you're just tired, it's late, you've been working all day, maybe you're just tired, you know what I'm saying, just go on home. And Tasha was like, this is crazy. Like, this shit ain't making no sense. So She goes home, and the next day she comes into the office. When she comes in, when she gets off the elevator, everybody in the damn cubicles are like looking at her, whispering. She's like, the fuck? What's going on with everybody? You know what I'm saying? But she don't think nothing of it. She goes on to her office. When she gets to her office, her phone rings. She picks up the phone. It's the boss man. The boss man said, come into the office. I need to talk to you. Sir, I did all my projects. Everything was on time. I need to talk. Can you just come in here? Tasha gets up. She goes to his office. Yes, sir. He said, I heard what happened last night. She's like, I'm so sorry. I thought I seen it. He just cut her off. He was like, tell me what happened. What happened last night? And she, sits down and she tells me everything she saw. And she was like, it was this lady and she had like brunette hair. And he stopped her. He cut her off. He was like, she had brunette hair? Yeah, she had brunette hair. He was like, so if you saw this lady again, do you think you will be able to recognize her? Or, and Tasha was like, yeah, like I saw her take that hoodie off. I saw her hair, I saw her build. Yeah. So the boss man was like, wait a minute. He jumps up and he runs out the room. He comes back with a picture. He got a picture of like a whole bunch of people at this fancy party. Everybody got on nice clothes and stuff. And he hands it to Tasha. He like, look. So Tasha's looking. Her. It was her. She found it. She pointed it out. And she was like, wait a minute. That's the dude that's the dude that I saw. They got shot. That's him. And the boss man took the picture from her and he told Tasha, he was like, I need you to like go to your office. I'll be back. I'll talk to you in a minute. And she's like, wait, look, I need to know who these people are. He like, just go to your office. I'll talk to you later. So he rushes her out of the office and he closes the door. So she goes to her office and she sits down. And about 20 minutes later, she sees him rushing out of the office. Everybody watching him run out like, what the hell is going on? So everybody continue on with their day. Now it's about 7:30, 8 o'clock. Here we is again. The next night, Tasha is back doing work again by herself. All of a sudden, she hears the elevator. Boom! She just dropped to the floor like, oh my goodness, I hope this ain't no more crazy shit. She peeks around the corner and it's her boss man. And she stands up and she's like, are you okay? You know what I'm saying? And he clearly staggering, you know what I'm saying? He looks, under the influence. He's staggering and everything. And he comes and he sits in her office and he looks at her and she's like, are you okay? He like, I need a drink. And he gets up, he goes to his office, he comes back with this bottle of liquor and he sit down. He looks at her. And Tasha was like, what? What's wrong? Are you okay? What's wrong? He looks at Tasha. He pours up 2 glasses of alcohol. He gave Tasha one. And he starts to drink the other. He said, Tasha, you wouldn't believe what happened today. Tasha looks at it. Eyes are bloodshot red. All puffy and shit. Man, like he been crying all goddamn day. Just swole up eyes and everything. She's like, what happened to you today? What's wrong? He said, you remember when you told me what happened to you last night, right? She like, oh my goodness, this man probably think I'm crazy. Look, I'm so sorry. He like, no apologies needed. Tasha's like, oh shit, what's going on? So she like, okay, what's going on? And he said, the man that you pointed to in the picture that you said you saw killed was my best friend. He said, that's the one who project you started on when you first got here. She's like, I remember you talking about him. How long ago did he pass? He said he passed like 2 months ago. He said he actually didn't pass. He was killed. Dang, for real? She couldn't believe that shit. Oh, I'm so sorry. He said, yeah. His name was Marcus. He said he was my best friend, and we started this company together. We grew up together. He was my best friend. Damn. It's like, he said, but the woman that you pointed to with the brunette hair that you said was the woman you saw. She was like, yeah, like that was her wife, his wife. His wife. Now Tasha looking at him like his wife, like that don't make sense. Why would she kill him? And then Tasha started to think. And he said, because my best friend was having an affair with his secretary. What? That's the woman. That's the woman I saw him rubbing and kicking. And boss man just looked at her like, yeah. So that night when we found him, it was just like what you said. In the hallway, he was laying on the ground. He had a shot in the neck. He had his hand rested on the women's bathroom door. And when we opened the door, she was in there on the floor dead, like right behind the door, like she almost made it there. What the fuck? So what you telling me is I saw ghosts? Those were ghosts? And the boss man started laughing. He says, funny, huh? You never believed in ghosts? Tasha like, hell nah, I ain't never saw a fucking ghost before. Boss man was like, you saw one last night? And he was like, you told me, you saw the whole thing. He said, you even told me that you saw his wife shoot him. And where she came from and all that. He said, I checked, I started doing some digging and everything, looked through some tapes and everything. Apparently, she came through a hallway that the janitors used. He found out she had an affair with the janitor just to get a copy of the key. He found out all types of shit. Now, when his best friend was killed, she was a suspect, but the police couldn't find nothing on her. She had an airtight alibi, and his best friend always had a feeling that Marcus' wife killed him and the secretary. You know what I'm saying? So he told Tasha, he like, after you gave me information, I reached out to the detective that was over that case. He said, I told the detective what you told me and the evidence that I had to prove she did that shit and that he needed to go lock her ass up because I always knew she did. So Tasha was like, so it was a good thing. So I helped y'all get a criminal, right? That's a good thing. So why you looking like that? He was like, you let me finish the story. Okay. He said, so, I gave him the information and he told me that, they was going to pick her up. He said, they called me right back and told me to come down to the house, to my best friend's house, Marcus' house. He said, when they got down now, he asked me, when the last time you seen India, which was Marcus' wife? When the last time you seen India? He said, I don't speak to India because, I feel like India was the one that killed Marcus, so I don't speak to him. He said, okay, did you speak to Tasha, about what she saw? And he was like, yeah, I spoke to her, but, she gave me the information, I gave y'all the information. What does this got to do with anything? Like, when y'all gonna bring that bitch out of handcuffs? And the detective was like, follow me. And they walked into the house, and they got into the house. There lied India with a bullet to the brain. She had a suicide letter. According to the detective, she left a suicide letter admitting everything. She said her guilt could not let her live, her life. She said all she could see was the repeat of her murdering somebody that she loved. She didn't want to murder him. She didn't know who she was or who took control of her body. But she felt so bad about that shit that she killed herself. So Tasha's like, so she's dead. And he like, when did she die? He said, funny that you asked me that. Because according to the coroners and the police, she died the same night you saw them in this damn building. Nope. Impossible. That lady I saw her pull the hook. He said, I was thinking the same thing you was thinking, Tasha. He said, but think about it. How would you have seen her ghost? How would you have seen her part in the murder if she wasn't already dead? Tasha sat there and looked at him. She sat back. Boss man threw the last little bit of his drink in his mouth. He stood up and he looked at Tasha. He said, thank you. Thank you for being calm. She was like, being calm? What are you talking about? He said, because ever since my best friend died, he said, I would work in this office because I didn't want to think about that shit. I would work and work and work. He said, all types of weird sounds I would hear, screams I would hear, what sounded like gunshots. He said, it would scare me so bad that I would jump up and run out of this office. He said, not knowing that maybe my best friend been trying to tell me this whole time who did this to him, or he may have been trying to get it through to me, but I was so afraid that I would always run out of the office. And he told Tasha, thank you for not being afraid and actually like watching and listening and getting the information that we needed. He was like, that ain't the justice that I wanted with her in her own life, but I mean, it was one way or another. So he sat Blair down, told Tasha thank you, told her he'll see her next day at work. Tasha couldn't believe that shit. She was stuck. What the fuck? And then as she got ready to leave that night, she went downstairs. Security guards cracked a joke. Well, hey, you saw anybody else upstairs, looking like they finna be shot. Mm-hmm. And right as she walked out the door, she noticed a plaque on the wall that she had never noticed before. And on this plaque, it was a dedication to Marcus with his picture and everything. She never noticed this fucking plaque before. This man's face has always been there in her face. She never noticed the fucking plaque before. Only until she started working on his work is when that shit came to life for her. So, that is the end of your first story. This is your brief intermission where you can go to the bathroom, get you something to drink, retwist your twisties, refill your shot glasses, go over and tip your auntie, and meet me back here in 3 minutes for the second story of the night. It was a whole lot of truths that had to come out, but if it wouldn't have been for Tasha sitting up there, working so late, and seeing what she saw, they probably would have never found that woman's body. They probably would have never known none of the shit that they knew. And Tasha said she feels like the secretary that he was sleeping with and died with, may have been the one doing her projects, doing her work. Because she worked with this man and she knew those projects. She knew it word for fucking word. She worked with this man this was his personal secretary. So she knew everything he worked on. And all the work that Tasha was doing was his projects. And nobody else in the office could do that shit. So who was doing the fucking projects? It was India finishing up all them projects for her. Like, she couldn't believe it. Like, it started to dawn on her, like, who the hell else would have knowledge, inside and outside knowledge of these projects to actually get them done besides Marcus, his secretary, the one that helped him on everything. So, hey, Lala. All right, Nurse Graham, head back to work. We'll see you later. You'll be a part of the replay game. All right, guys, you got one more minute. Come on and get everything you need to get done so we can start our second story of the night. All right, guys. Let's see if I got any cash app tips so I can let the moderators know. So moderators, put down Regina, Chastain, and Suki. Put those 3 down. And Suki again. Thank you, Suki. Put those 3 down for me, moderators. All right, guys. Are y'all ready? Y'all ready for the second story? I see y'all still got the door open. Close the door, people. Close the door. People side and calm down. If you do my page, you don't know what I mean when I say close the door. That means thumbs up live. Because I'm assuming only new people could be doing this because the vets know better. So I'm assuming it's only new people that could be possibly doing this. Doubt it's like 22 new people. So thumbs up the live. If you're new and you don't understand what I mean when I say close the door. Yes. So if you guys are ready, come on, let me get those thumbs. Let me get them thumbs. You should be doing 2 thumbs. You should have 1 in the live and 1 in the chat. So I need to see 2 thumbs for everybody. So we can go ahead and start the second story of the night. Come on, y'all. Well, people still at the microwave trying to rush their popcorn. Hurry up, she finna start. Hurry up. You gotta let them popcorn pop that whole cycle. Otherwise, you'll have a bag full of kernels. So yes, let that bag go all the way around, full rotation. Don't be trying to rush it. You waited too late to start. Start popping your popcorn. So don't be trying to rush it. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's see. Yep, y'all still watching the microwave. Yep, still watching the microwave. I see you still watching the microwave. It ain't gonna rush because you're screaming at it. And it also ain't gonna rush because you're hitting on it. So, no. That's not gonna work. All right, well, I gave you enough time to get them popcorn out. Here we go. Our second story of the night has Quanah, Carmen, and Sean. Quanah, Carmen, and Sean. Okay, so I see Carmen, I see Quanah. Thank you, Tracy. Thank you, Tracy, love. Oh, what if we don't have a microwave, just a campfire? Then get it off the damn campfire before you burn your popcorn up. Only you know. Only you will be popping microwaves over a campfire. But okay, I'm down with it. However you get them thing pop, run it. All right, I don't see Sean in here. So Quanah and Carmen, I hope you guys like the story. If you like the story, tip your auntie. All righty. Here we go. So Sean, Quanah, and Carmen lived in a small town in Georgia. Welcome back, Evelyn. Welcome back, Evelyn. I see you found your way here. Okay. Look. Okay, so Sean, Quanah, and Carmen lived in a small town. Really small town. Town so small they only have 1 cemetery. That small of a town. And they were grave robbers. They would sneak into these cemeteries, dig up these bodies, and take the jewelry and valuables off of a dead body, basically. That's what they used to do. They got so good and did it so often that the town sheriff and the people started to watch the cemetery because this was happening so often. Their loved ones was being dug up. So they would, have the sheriff noticed it was happening all the time. So they are watching, the cemetery. Word got around town that everybody watching the cemetery. So of course, Sean, Carmen, and Quanah knew they couldn't do it, there no more. Yes, you have been here with me for a year. So they knew they couldn't do it no more in their small town because everybody was watching. So, okay, Gemini. So they decided to go to 2 little small towns over and do it over there. Now this town is small too, but it's kind of like a tourist attraction. So people come through, some people, big houses, all that type of stuff is there. So they decided to go 2 towns over and case out their cemeteries. They cased out this town has 3 cemeteries. So they cased out this town. They're like, okay. And they decide they're going to come back that night and hit the cemetery in this town. So they come back that night around 11 o'clock. This town is quiet. People are all in the house. Everybody really in these areas where they are. And, ain't nobody there. So the streets is really quiet. So they pull up into the cemetery. And Sean drove through the cemetery and decided to drive to the back. Sean says that the rich people are always buried in the back. Hey, J-Bob! Said that rich people are always buried in the back of the cemetery. So Sean drives to the back of the cemetery, and they notice that the headstones are looking really nice, towards the back of the cemetery, like real big headstones, like, you know, angels type hits, big ass angels on the headstone and stuff, but just regular people, like you're in a saint. So you shouldn't have no huge fucking tombstone, but you can clearly tell these people had money because the tombstones were huge. So Sean, like, it's the perfect spot to start looking. Sean pulls the car over. Quanah, Carmen, and Sean get out of the car, out of the truck. Well, they had like a van. Got out of the van, took out the shovels and a metal detector. And they started like going over these graves to see, you know, if the metal detector would go off. So while they're going over these graves, Carmen is walking and she looks and she sees in the back. She's like, hey, y'all, come look. So they run over where she is, and in the very back of the damn cemetery in a corner, also is awesome, a big fucking tombstone. Like, it's huge. Like, you got doves, like, you know, on the tombstone, and bunch of flowers, and just this big ass fucking tombstone. So Carmen like, bruh, don't even waste your time. Bring that metal detector over here. So Quanah bring him over the metal detector over there, go over the ground. The metal detector goes off instantly. Beep, beep, beep. Oh yeah, we finna do this. We finna get this one. So Sean tell Quanah go get the shovels. This is the one we gonna dig up. So Carmen walks over and she's looking at the tombstone. You know, she noticed how big this shit is. She looks back at Quanah. She's like, how much you get a tombstone like this a cost? And Quanah like, shit, thousands of damn dollars. Like, look how big that is and all that on there. Like, girl, that shit costs money. So whoever's up under this fucking tombstone, they got money. That's all I'm worried about. They got money. So Carmen walks over a little closer. And she notices on the tombstone, it says on the gravestone, she was loving, generous, and spiritual. And then under that, it had the scripture, Exodus 23:25. Now, I know a lot of us don't do Bible study. Some of us might need to brush up on our scriptures. But if you don't know what it says, I'm going to go ahead and tell you what it says. So basically what it says is, and if any mischief follows, then thou shalt give life for life, eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth, hand for hand, and foot for foot. So Carmen says, I don't think we need to fuck this tombstone. Like, I don't think we need to mess with this. I'm getting a really bad vibe off of it. Quanah like, hell no, we getting this one. It's money in there. We getting this one. And she starts to dig. Boom. Come on, man, dig. So Quanah and Sean starts to dig. Carmen looking like, this shit don't feel right. Like, man, I don't think we should do this. Quanah like, come on, man. We're going to be out here all night. We're going to fuck around and be out here till daytime, get caught. Like, come on. So Carmen gets her shovel and she starts to help dig. They don't say nothing to each other the whole time. They just dig. 4-5 hours later go by. They finally get to the casket. Boom, boom. All right, we got to the casket. So Quanah hurry up and lift the lid up. Baby girl was buried in everything she fucking owned. Basically, she had some diamond earrings on. She had a diamond necklace on. She had a diamond tennis bracelet on one arm, a diamond ring, wedding ring that her husband gave her, wedding ring, and a diamond watch on the other arm. Instantly, when Quanah sees this shit, she like, jackpot, goddammit, hey, this the one we've been looking for right here, y'all. This the one we've been looking for. And Sean like, bruh, I gotta pay fucking rent. Like, we needed this right about now. And Carmen just standing back like, I think we should just leave it alone, y'all. Quanah look back, she like, man, okay, well, you can leave. You can go ahead and leave. We'll take everything, split it between us. Carmen like, hell no, I helped y'all dig. Well, no, I'm not doing that. That's what's up. Okay, cool. So they take all this jewelry off this lady, come out the hole, put the shovels in the middle of the detectives in the van and pull off and leave. They get back to the house. They decide they're going to divide this shit. So what we going to do? What you want? So Quanah like, I want a tennis bracelet. I bet you have a tennis bracelet. What you want, Carmen? Carmen like, I don't know. Okay, Sean like, well, I want this ring right here, so I'm gonna go ahead and take this ring. You sure you don't want that? Carmen look down. Give me the earrings. I'll take the earrings. So she take the diamond earrings. I'll take the earrings. All right, Vic, we're gonna sell the necklace and the watch and see what we can get for that. And whatever we get for that, we split and everybody go their own separate ways. The jewelry and the money that you got is enough for you to take care of your fucking self. So we ain't speaking of this shit no more. You just go do what the fuck you gotta do. Okay, cool. So they take the jewelry, they take the necklace and the watch to the dude that buys this type of stuff, hot ass jewelry. And the dude basically tells him he'll get them 11.5. He's like, I need y'all 11.5 for it. They're like, hold on, bro, this diamond shit real. You should give us more. And he's like, but this shit is hot. It's stolen. Like, bro, I can't really hawk this shit because it's stolen. Fine, man, give me here. So he get them 11.5. They walk out the door. Now it's an argument on how the money gonna be split. That ain't even. That ain't even. Like, we gotta even this shit out. It's a big argument about that. Then it came down to, well, you got, how about you put that necklace, that tennis bracelet up that you took so we can make it even. Big ass argument ensued about this shit. They ended up arguing, splitting that shit as much as they could, and then they separated with their own separate ways, mad at each other. A couple days go by. Carmen's phone is blowing up. It's Quan. Carmen like, nah, she don't answer the phone. Quan keep calling. Nope. She said they weren't going to talk to each other. Nope. She just kept denying. Then after a while, Quan noticed when she was calling Carmen's phone, it wasn't like Carmen was sending her to the voicemail no more. This shit would ring all the way out. And go to voicemail. Ring all the way out. This went off like 2 days. So Quan starts to call Sean. Sean ain't answering. Quan like, what the fuck? So Quan gets up. She goes over to Carmen's house. Thank you, Tay baby. Okay. Have fun with the replay. So Carmen decides to go over. Well, Quan decides to go over Carmen's house. And when she pulls up, she noticed all of her windows, all her shades are dropped down, and you can't even see in the house, like blind, nothing open. What the fuck? So she goes up to the door and she knocks on the door. And you hear somebody like scream just a little bit, like somebody scared her. Like, what the fuck? She hit the door hard. And then you see like the little shade open up just a little bit and then close back. And then you hear the door open. Okay. So Quan comes on in. She comes in, the house is all dark, ain't no lights on in the house. She done blocked out every piece of sun in the damn house. So she opens the door wider and she noticed Carmen is over in a corner in the living room, like squatting down in a corner. The fuck? She goes up, she's like, Carmen, you okay? And Carmen just like looking at her ass. Tears are falling out her face. She ain't making no expression. She just looking at her. Like when you hold your eyes open too long, they start to water up in tears, but no expression on your face. That's how she was. And it scared the fuck out of Quan. So Quan calls Sean. And she's like, Sean ain't answering the phone. So she gets Carmen's phone and she calls Sean. And Sean answers the phone. And she like, Sean. And Sean like, hello? You good? Who is this? Sean is Quan. Something's wrong with Carmen. I need you to come over here. What's wrong with her? Just get over here. Something's wrong with her. You need to get over here. And bring that jewelry with you. Okay, I'm on the way. She gets off the phone. She thinking to herself, the fuck is wrong with Sean? Why Sean sounds so fucking weird on the phone? But she gets Carmen up out the corner, sit her on the couch, try to calm her down. Carmen's just rocking and crying, but she ain't saying shit. She's just rocking and crying. So all of a sudden, you hear the car door. She looks out. She sees Sean. She goes to the door. She opens over to Sean. Sean walk in all hunched over, scared, looking at shit, looking all around. And the fuck? Okay. All right. Come on in here and sit down. Something going on with Carmen. Come sit down. So Sean comes sit down and she's like, Carmen, you okay? Carmen just stopped rocking. She looked up at Sean and she just started back shaking and crying. What the fuck? So Quana asked Sean, you good? Sean like, nah, man. Something ain't right, man. I don't know what's going on. Something ain't right. What the fuck you mean? What? Like, I don't want to, okay. not for tardy and early release. I can't with you. I can't with you. Thank you, Misty. Thank you, Misty. Oh my goodness. Okay, so so going to ask Sean, she like, what's been going on? She like, cause I think I know some shit been going on with me, but I just want to know what's been going on. Y'all like, ain't nobody, y'all like been calling and talking. I've been calling y'all ain't been answering y'all phone. And she just kept sitting there shaking. Carmen just kept sitting there rocking and crying. And Sean had her head all down. And she like, Sean, what's wrong? What happened to you? I know something happened to you. And Sean was like, man, after we separated, I got, I had the jewelry and the money. I went home, you know what I'm saying, put money and everything up. And I got in the tub. And I was just like thinking, I was laying on my eye closed. And I was just thinking about how I'm gonna pay my bills and all that stuff. She like, all of a sudden I felt this pressure on my chest, pushing me down in the water. She said, I opened my eyes and all I could see was a red-haired old lady with an evil grin on her face, holding her under the water. She was like, and I was like swinging and kicking, and I couldn't get her off me. And she was like, next thing I know, I woke up to EMTs around me. They said they was doing CPR or something like, dude, I drowned or something like that. Like, I saw an old lady, a red hair. And when she said red hair, it's like Carmen just stopped rocking. She looked up at Sean. And she's like, no. She started getting louder. No. And she was just like, and Sean just like, ow, man. Like, these folks had to bring me back to life. Like, this old lady drowned me. And I think that's from the fucking jury. I think that's the old lady from the jury. I think that's her jury that we got. So, she rubs her back and like, calm down, son, it's all right. Son, like, what happened to you? Carmen's still over there, rocking. Shit. Carmen looked up at her when she said, what happened to you? Now, let's just find out what happened to Carmen. Carmen, what happened to you? Carmen wouldn't say shit. She just kept rocking and crying. All right, fine, I'll go. Okay, so I was, coming home from work the next day after we did the lick, you know what I'm saying? I was coming home from work and she was like, I walked down, she like, Bookie, you know Bookie, right? And they like, the dog? She like, yes, my little Yorkie, Bookie, about this big, ain't no bigger than this, like, she's this big. Bookie, my baby. And then, Sean like, yeah, she was like, when I came to the house, it was like Bookie didn't even know me. She was like, she started growling when she saw me. She started like attacking my leg. And I didn't know what the hell was going on because Bookie don't normally act like that towards me. She was like, so I kept telling her, like, stop, Bookie, I'm going to give you something to eat. Stop. And she was like, the dog just was continuous. Growling at her, barking at her, nipping at her feet and shit. And she was like, go on, trying to like move the dog away with her foot. Like, go on, Bookie. And the dog just was adamant about the shit. She was like, the dog was holding on to her pants leg, pulling her pants leg. And, she was like, her dog don't act like that. She was like, and then the dog like nipped at her leg, nipped at like her foot and her leg area and drew blood. And she saw that shit and she was like, Bookie. And she went to chase the dog. The dog took off running. She went to chase the dog. And when she bent the corner, there was she got like a hallway closet, and the door was like just a little bit open, just big enough for the dog to run in the fucking closet. So she bends the corner. She sees the Yorkie running to the fucking closet. She said she ran down there. When she opened the door, it was a old, wrinkly, red-haired woman holding Bookie in her hand. She said when she saw it, she screamed and backed up and fell on the floor. And when she looked, she said the lady bent down And she let Bookie go, and Bookie started back like growling at her and nipping at her. She like, and all of a sudden the lady like charged on all fours, coming at her. She jumped up, ran out the fucking house. She just ran out the house, and she been in a hotel ever since. Carmen looked at her. She like, red hair? Yeah, red hair, Carmen. Fuck, man. Like, oh, man. What the fuck? Okay, it's your turn, Carmen. You got to tell us what happened. We know now it got something to do with this fucking jury. You got to tell us what happened. And Carmen's just like, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. They're like, Carmen, tell us what the fuck happened. Like, we need to know. She like, so I was in the bed. Me and Pete was in the bed, which is her husband. She like, me and Pete was in the bed. She was like, and I had the worst nightmare. She said I was being chased by this red-haired old woman. She was like, but the bitch wasn't running like no old woman. She was running like she ran for a living. She was like, I was so tired. I was so out of breath in my dream. She was like, but I tried to keep running. She was like, and finally, I couldn't run no further. And the lady grabbed me by my hair and she slit my throat. She was like, that shit happened. I like sat up in the bed, like trying to catch her breath. She was so scared from the nightmare. She said she caught her breath and then she closed her eyes and she laid back in the bed. When she opened her eyes again, she rolled over to look at Pete, and Pete was laying in the bed, and this old, wrinkly, red-haired lady was straddled on top of him, and she was forcibly removing his soul from his body. She said she saw Pete laying there like he was asleep, but it looked as if a ghost was being pulled out of his body that looked just like him. He was fighting to try to hold on to his body, but this old red-haired lady is like pulling his ass. She was like, she couldn't believe the shit. Like, she saw this red-haired lady like pulling on him, and he's like, she could hear him screaming, even though she see his body just lay there like he's asleep. She sees all of this, like his ghost is screaming, help me, help me. She thought this shit was all a dream. She closed her eyes like, it's all a dream. It's all a dream. It's just a dream. It's just a dream. She said she opened her eyes and the lady was gone. She wasn't on her husband no more. She looked around the room. She didn't see nobody in the room with her. She said she rolled over to wake Pete up. She was like, but Pete didn't wake up. So Quan and them looking at her and like, what you mean Pete didn't wake up? She like, Pete didn't wake up. And he still ain't woke up. What? When this shit happened? Yesterday. Wait a minute. So they jump up, they run upstairs. Sean and Quan run upstairs and run over to Pete. Pete is still in the fucking bed. The cover's still on him, still in his pajamas. They run upstairs to pull the cover back to check on Pete, and Pete's body is cold. He is solid. And they like, what the fuck? Are you for real? And she just started crying like, I thought it was a dream. I didn't know it was real. I thought it was a dream. Are you fucking serious? So, Quanah pulls out her phone and she calls 911. Like, we need an ambulance, we need a police, we need somebody over here right now. My friend's husband is dead. You know what I'm saying? And they asked for the address, they gave me the address. Okay, we'll be there in a minute. So she gets off the phone and they notice that Carmen ain't in the room no more. Carmen went back downstairs and she's screaming. So they go downstairs and they run over to the couch. She on the couch and like screaming like, it's real, like it. It's real. He dead for real. Like it ain't a dream, is it? And they like, calm down, calm down. She gets screaming. All of a sudden the lights flicker and they go completely out. And now you can see a light coming from upstairs. And this shit looks like fire. It looks like something's on fire, but it's coming down the stairs. And when it gets in their view, they see this old, wrinkly woman. And her hair is like on fire. And she is coming down these steps. And they are so shook. They on the couch like screaming, pulling on each other like, oh my God, like, no, please, no. And this lady come all the way down the steps. And she's standing right there in front of them. And she tells them, make it right or you'll die. Just like that. Make it right or you're all gonna die. And then like, boom, she turned into a big ass like fireball and then poof, black smoke. And they are looking at this shit and all of a sudden you hear boom, 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 boom. Police, open the door. They shook. They just looking at this fucking smoke like, did we just see that shit? Like, did we just see that shit? Get up, open the door, police come in, everybody rush in and everything. Police locked up Carmen, of course, because she was there with him. He's been dead for a while. Why you ain't called? All them type of questions. Bring him, take his body and everything. They couldn't believe what the fuck was going on. Like, this shit is crazy. So, Carmen ended up being let go. They let Carmen go. Hey, Tasha, you missed your story. It was the first one. I'm sorry. So they ended up letting Carmen go because they said he died of a massive heart attack. That's what they said he died from, a massive heart attack. After they let Carmen go, Carmen came back to Quanah and Sean, and they just like, she's still been hunting. She's still been showing up, in my house. They all scared, so they all decided that they gonna get together, take their ass back 2 states or 2 towns over, take a little jury that they didn't sell, and they went and turned themselves in and took the jury with them. By it being a small ass little podunk ass town, really, they turned the jury back in. They admitted that they were the ones that did it. They ended up being locked up for 60 days and then ended up having 6 months of community service at the cemetery. So they had to they had to basically work at the cemetery for 6 months, community service, for breaking into the cemetery to get the shit they wanted in the first place. But after they did their little time and they started doing their community service, eventually the red-haired lady left them alone. She stopped showing up and stopped, showing out when she showed the fuck up. So eventually she left them alone and they ain't had no problems. But they never grave robbed again either. So that was you guys' second story. This is your brief intermission. When you can go to the bathroom, get yourself a drink, retwist your twisties, refill your shot glasses, go over and tip your auntie, and meet me back here in 2 minutes to start the third story of the night. You didn't know your hood. You didn't think it was real. You had just woke up. Thank you, Tasha. Ta-da. Thank you, Tasha. No, you didn't get your husband killed. You just thought it was a nightmare. You thought it was a nightmare within a nightmare. You thought you woke up from one nightmare and you was in another damn nightmare. But you weren't. This was really happening. You just didn't comprehend that's what was going on. So you didn't get killed. You just didn't know. So, now, 1 more minute, y'all. Come on, close the door. Give it a thumbs. Give it a thumbs to close the door. I need a thumbs to close the door. One more minute. He's so silly. Let me see. I know, Quanah. I hope you enjoyed the story. Okay, so moderators, it was Miss T to give me a superstar sticker to cash out. So my cash outs is Miss T, Chastain, Regina, and Suki. So y'all list sound the same as mine. And please write down who I'm putting in these stories so I can make sure I put them listed on the live when I get done. Well, I don't say when I get done, but when I'm trying to list the names of these characters. Now, how are you tipping around the amount, Tasha? Tasha, they want to know how you able to tip 20 and not 19.99. Everybody else like, when I try to tell that shit, made me put $9.99, but how the hell she tipping $10 whole dollars? Everyone want to know how you doing that, Tasha. Okay, Slicky. All right, guys, we're getting ready to start the third story of the night. If you are ready, you're back and you got everything. Come on and give it them thumbs. Give it the thumbs if you are ready for the third story of the night. Give it those thumbs. And don't forget to close the door, please. Don't forget to close the door, please. Evelyn, she said you have to go through the stickers. So Evelyn, you can try it out. You can see, you can go through the stickers and see. You can try it out. You can test it on me. It'll be okay. Y'all still ain't closed the door. Close the door. How rude. Okay. Give them thumbs. See, we still got some people in the bathroom. Thank you, Carmen. That's her thumb, okay? Now I pull the door up. J-Bo, I said close the damn door. You say pull it up. You a mess.
Me personally, I would not let them slide with them just cracking and not closing the door.
I'm not letting them slide without closing the door. You don't hear me in here going on because they won't close the door. I ain't letting them slide.
I'm just saying, me personally, I wouldn't let that slide.
You personally, you personally wouldn't take that level of disrespect. No. I'm so glad that you personally wouldn't take that level of disrespect. I've said 1,000 times. So Superstar stickers is what I've been tipping with, and for some reason I can't find a round amount. Okay. Oh no. Okay, well, don't hurt yourself, Tasha. Don't hurt yourself. All right, guys. All right, look, I shut the door. It's closed. Thank you, J-Bo. Thank you, love. All right, guys. So we're going to go ahead and start the third story of the night. The third story of the night has Suki, Lex, and Paula. Suki, Lex, and Paula. Ladies, are you here? I know Suki here. I know, right, Mindy? Paula's here. Suki's here. Lex ain't here. All right. Well, this is you guys' story. If you like the story, please tip your auntie. Here we go. So Lex, Suki, and Paula are all triplets. Believe it or not, in vitro do a whole lot of things, but they're all triplets. But they don't look alike. They were just all born on the same day. They don't look alike though. So they're all triplets in a very rich, predominant family. Not allowed to give names with this one either. Very rich, predominantly family. They dad was the breadwinner of the family. He had a few companies and he was real big in the stock market and stuff like that. So they were basically spoiled all the time. So 3 weeks before their 18th birthday, their dad was talking about throwing up a big party, and they can invite all their friends and all the family friends, rich friends, children, all the folks. You know what I'm saying? So, but they noticed that dad was a little off. Every time they would see him, he would look stressed. He'll have his head down. They weren't used to seeing it, and they would ask him like, "Dad, are you okay?" And he's like, "Oh yes, girl, I'm fine." And he would go on about their day. So a couple weeks before their birthday, they were at home with their mom watching TV, chilling and everything. And the phone rings. Mom's answers the phone. She starts to scream, a blood-curdling scream they never heard ever come out of their mom before. They rush in now like, "Mom, what's wrong? Are you okay?" And mom just can't talk. She's hysterical. So Lex picks up the phone and she's like, hello. And it's the police on the other end. And they like, yes, where's your mom? And she's like, "My mom is really hysterical right now. Can you tell me what's going on?" And they were like, "Who are you?" "That's my mom. I'm about to be 18 years old. You can tell me what's going on. Why is my mom freaking out like this?" And the police was like, "Well, I'm sorry to inform you guys, but we just found your dad." "Okay, found him where?" "We found him dead in his office." "What?" "Yes, it looked like apparent suicide." "What?" And Lexi just starts to scream like, "Dad's dead. Dad's dead." And everybody in the house starts to scream and cry. And, they just Floored. Can't believe it. Like, this is the fucking bread. Like, this didn't make no sense. Like, they knew something was up because he was looking, a little stressed, but they didn't think it was that bad. So, the mom was upset and the girls was upset. They planned the funeral and had the funeral and everything. When we got to the funeral, it was the girl's birthday. They had been walking around the house moping, hoping, sad, grieving, and the mom was just like, to get them out of this rut, maybe it'll make them feel better to have a party anyway, like their dad wanted. So she decided to tell the girls, we're going to throw the party anyway. They didn't want to do it. Sookie didn't want to do it. Paula didn't want to do it. None of them wanted to do it. But the mom went to Paula and she told Paula, this is what your dad wanted. So Paula thought about it and she was like, okay, fine. She goes to Sookie and she tells Sookie the same thing. Sookie like, well, I'm not feeling it, but what would your dad want? She loved her dad. So she was like, fine, okay, cool, we can do it. Lexi was the same way, fine, we can do it. So they went to school, everybody had their condolences and all that stuff. It was like, we're not trying to think about that. Our birthday is coming up and we just trying to take our mind off all that sadness. We want to just turn up, have a good time. So they invited a lot of people from school, because they go to like this very rich type school. So they go to the, they send out the invitations to everybody. So the day of the party shows up and, it'll be like maybe 3 days before the day of the party shows up. They done sent out invitations. They done ordered food, drinks, all that stuff. They've been 18. Mom is letting them order alcohol to have at this party. You know what I'm saying? And they go to bed that night after ordering everything. In the middle of the night, the mom is woken up by her phone ringing. She answers the phone and it's a security guard at the front gate. He's saying that there are several girls streaking on the property. What? The mom gets up. She's like, what? There are several girls streaking on the property. What do you mean streaking on the property? There are several naked females running throughout the property. Are you serious? Yes, me and my men have been chasing them every time we turn a corner. They ain't done no more, but it's several women running around on the property. She looks at the clock. It's about 3:45. Are you sure? Yes, ma'am, I'm sure. I just wanted to make you aware. Just in case you saw flashlights in your light, it'll be us looking, checking the ground. She's like, okay. She go back to sleep. Next night, same thing. Wake her up. Ma'am, it's naked women running throughout the property. She's like, what the, are you serious? How many is it? Like, ma'am, I don't know. It looks like several of them. Like, we've seen 3 together at one time, but they all, I don't know, ma'am. Like, it's several women running throughout the property naked. She's like, you better find these women, get them on my property right now. Security guard like, okay, we going to look, we going to check. They check the property, they don't find shit. Now the night of the party is coming about. And all the kids are showing up. Everybody's showing up like they wanted. Security's there, the parents dropping their children off, going on and everything. Okay, cool. So they having fun at the party. Everybody turning up at the party, having them a good old time and stuff. Mom got the alcohol there. Everybody drinking and shit. Even if you don't drink, you at this party, but you do it here. So they having them a good time and they turning up and everything. And Lexi like, I gotta go to the bathroom. So Lex goes upstairs through the crowd, try to get to the bathroom. She gets to the top of the stairs. It's a crowd in the hallway, and the crowd kind of parts, and she see a naked girl standing there, looking at her. And then she takes off, and then the crowd comes back together, and Lexi's like pushing through the crowd, trying to get to this girl. Like, what the fuck are you doing at my party like this? So she's rushing to try to get to the girl. She goes to the room she thought she seen the girl dirt into. She looks around, and there's nobody in there. Same thing happens to Sookie. Sookie's downstairs, hey, turning up, having her a good old time. She decides to go get her something to drink. She goes over to the little bar area where they got to do with the bar, and she's standing there. She ordered her little drink, and she turns around and she looked, and she noticed on the dance floor, when the crowd separates, the naked girl staring right at her. This girl's like just scowling at Sookie. Sookie like, what the fuck? So she goes over to separate the crowd, to try to find this girl, and she looks around, there's nobody there. What the hell is going on? She looked around and see nothing. Okay. Okay. Something's going on. So Paula is on the dance floor with her little boyfriend, twerking like it ain't nobody business, throwing ass everywhere, having her good old time, her little twerking all up on each other. Then she stands up, she turns to face him, they grind all on each other. He grabs her hand and he throws her out to spin her around, like spin her away from him. And she spins out. When she comes out to where they arm stretches, there's a naked girl that grabs her face like this as she's coming back in towards him. And when she gets to him, she's looking around and nobody's there. But she knows what she saw. So she looking around, her boyfriend like, what? She like, let him go. She rushes over to the door. When she gets to the door, to security, Sookie them is already over there. Like, it's some fucking naked bitches running through our party. Y'all need to find out who the fuck this is. And security, telling their mama, like, I see, we've been telling you if there's some naked girls running around the property. And the mom, like, how the fuck did naked girls get in the party? Like, how did y'all allow naked women to walk past y'all? They're like, we ain't letting no damn naked women in. So mom was like, find these bitches, get them off the property. So security spreads out to go find these girls and look out for like party. Okay, party starts to die down. Party is like 1:30, 2 o'clock. Party starting to die down. People starting to leave. You know what I'm saying? So now it's down to like nothing but really girls. Probably like 13 girls. And they all just chilling. You know what I'm saying? So mom comes in. She see there ain't no boys in there. It's the only girl. She comes to the security guard. Y'all can go ahead and leave for the night. You know what I'm saying? They're going to go ahead and shut it down in a minute. Y'all good. So security like, okay, cool. We leave. Thank you. They left. She comes in, she comes in and tell Paula, Sookie, and Lex, look, I'm going to my friend's house. I see y'all in the morning. And they like, damn, mommy, where you going? She like I said, I'm going to my friend's house, and I see y'all in the morning. Lock the doors when everybody leave. Don't tear up my damn house. All right, fine. She goes on out the house. So they sitting there, now it's about 2:30. 3 o'clock, Lex and them was telling their little friends, bye, girl. I see y'all later. See y'all Monday. You know what I'm saying? Bye. And Paula goes to their little friends. And then Lex is going now to where Paula and Sookie sitting in the living room. And she looks around. And she looks at Paula and Sookie. She like, y'all know these bitches? And Paula and Sookie look around like, them your friends? Like, I don't know who the fuck them girls is. You know who they is? All right. So Lex stands up and she said, thank you so much for coming to the party. Party's over. We're calling it a night. We finna shut it down. So thank you, ladies, for coming. We'll see you guys later. Good night. And she sits back down. And Sookie and Paula started laughing like she thinks she brand shit. She gonna jump up and this everybody like she bad and shit. Why they giggling about this shit? All these girls are starting to laugh, like 7 girls, and they're like standing right in front of all 3 of them. You know what I'm saying? So they laughing about this shit. And Lex looking at them like, what the fuck? Like we said, party's over. Y'all need to leave. Paul look at Sookie like, they finna jump. Lex saying she over here talking all this shit. They finna jump her ass. Everybody's gonna put their hands on me. Like I said, it's time for y'all to leave. And then the lights flicker. They off for all of 2 seconds and then they back. They flicker and they back. And when they come back on, all 7 of these girls are standing here, naked. Stomach, blood is in the stomach area on all 7 girls. The fuck? They see this shit. They jump back like, what the hell? Lights flicker, come back on. You see all the girls running out the back door. So they jump up like, oh, these are the hoes that was in the party trying to wreck the party. So they jump up pissed off, finna whoop their ass. They chase the girls. They run through the backyard. The girls run into the pool house. They run into the pool house. When they get in the pool house, they look around. They don't see nobody. Like I know I see these hoes come in here. They think this shit funny. They want to play pranks and shit. Where they at? I don't know. You see them over there, Paula? No. Fuck, they go. Sookie looks, she sees in the kitchen, she looks in the kitchen, it looks like somebody ducked behind the wall in the kitchen. She like, they ain't now. So all 3 of them run over to behind this wall where the kitchen at, and it's just a wall there. Like, I know I seen that bitch over here. I seen her over here. So Sookie goes to walk closer to the wall, and when she steps in a certain spot, you hear her ear. She like, what the fuck? Listen, like, what was that? So Sookie steps back here. Papa said, back up. So they backed up. They moved the rug that was on the floor. It's a fucking trap door. They looking at each other like, bro, did you know it was a fucking trap door on the floor? No. Did you know? Hell no. Like, we've been living in this house all our damn life. You ain't never known it was a fucking trap door? Like, no, I never knew it was a fucking trap door. I'm telling you, I never knew. They looking at each other like I never knew. Okay, well, somebody knew, because that's where they hide. So they pull up the trap door. When you pull up the trap door, it's a rancid ass smell that just hits you in the face like poof. They like, oh my goodness, what the? It was stink. Like, oh, I would have definitely noticed some stinky shit like this in the pool house. Like, no. So they go downstairs, you know what I'm saying? It's a little little light switch on the wall. So they hit the light switch, and as they got closer, they went down the stairs, it just got foul. The smell just got stronger and stronger and worse and worse. And they get downstairs and they turn on the light that's at the bottom of the stairs that lights up the rest of this crawl space area, this little trapdoor area. And when they turn it on, it's like graves. It's like 6 graves, and then it's a fresh grave on the end. And they like, oh my God, what the fuck? So they are looking like, is it people down there? And it's like, y'all, is this really like dead people down here? It's looking like, what the hell is going on? What the fuck? Paula, like, y'all come look. And they come over to where Paula is, and it's like a little altar with all these demonic signs and shit on this altar, displaying candle burning, wax, all type of shit on this altar. She like, y'all look. And they look, and it's a book. It's a very old book. Like, pages are crispy old. You know what I'm saying? She like, y'all look. And they looking at the book, and the book has the page that it's on. It says, Ritual for Riches and Success. That's the page that the book was on. And they're like, what the fuck is this? Demonic signs all over this page. They just looking at this shit. Paul like, who stuff this is? So they flip to like the front of the book. The book old as shit. The book was dated like 1812 or some shit. They like, this book is old as fuck. Like, this is an old ass book. So they start to turn the pages closer to where the area where they were looking at. And then it had like a page with a bunch of names on this shit. Like, tons of names on this shit. Like 3 pages of nothing but names. And they looking at this shit like, who is all these people? And they flip the page, and the very last name on the page was their dad's name. And they jump at like, what the fuck does that mean? Dad was down here doing that? Dad did all this? So Paula flipped the page back, and she like, let's look. And they started to look, and in order for you to get riches and success, you have to sacrifice someone. Preferably a virgin. It's better with a virgin, and all this real fucked up shit you're supposed to do to the person in order for Satan to accept this as a gift and give you what you want. Some real creepy shit. But that is what was in the book. They could not believe that shit. Like, they run up the steps. They go tell, call mom. Mom is dead. It's dead girls in the house. And the mom was like, I don't have time for this. I told y'all to be home in the morning. Like, no, you need to get her now. And we finna call the police. You need to get her now. So the mom was like, police, I'm on the way. So she rushes there, and they take her downstairs, and she sees this shit. And she looks at them, and she's like, did y'all call the police? And they're like, yeah. It's like, okay, we need to go upstairs and wait on cops. They waited on the police. Police get there. Apparently, all these girls were missing from the same area, which was like a state over from them. All these girls was picked up from the same area where like one of their dad's businesses office was in that area. You know what I'm saying? All these girls was picked up from that area and was reported missing from that area, including the fresh girl who had just went missing 3 weeks prior to this night. So they couldn't believe the shit. So the cops came to the conclusion that the dad killed himself because of the grief in his conscience of what he did to these girls. So they left it at that. They come home, after going through all this, talking to the cops and everything. And mom is going upstairs, like, I see y'all in the morning. I'm done. I'm tired. And Lex say, Mom, did you know about any of this? And the mom froze in her step. She looked back at them. She said, why would you ask me that? She said, I just want to know if you knew this is what Dad was up to, if you knew. And mom looked at their ass. She was like, I didn't know anything. And she went on the stairs. Lex, Suki, and Paula has never believed their mom was in the blind about what was going on. They truly believe mom knew what was going on. So once they turned 18, they had enough money. They had money. They moved out. They moved out. And mom all of a sudden had a new boyfriend in the house. Dad ain't been in the ground a month and a half, and mom got a new boyfriend in the house. And according to the neighbors and shit, they are running around their, grounds naked. Her and her little boyfriend. And sometimes they see them with knives chasing each other. And they moved out. And they ain't around it no more. So they don't know what the fuck their mom knew, what she didn't know, if she helped, if she didn't help. They don't know. All they feel like is they knew. They feel like she knew and she probably participated. But it's never been confirmed. So, I don't know. But that was your third story of the night. This is your brief intermission where you get to go to the bathroom, get your son a drink, retwist your twisties, refill your shot glasses, go over and tip your auntie, and meet you back here in 2 minutes for the last story of the night. She the one behind everybody else you feel about. They just say it just didn't feel right. It felt off from the way she said it. Like, they were just like, she got over him real quick. Like, Lex even feel like her mom actually does the same thing. Like, because the book wasn't turned in to the police. Only the bodies were found. When the police went down there, there was never a book recovered and checked into evidence, just the bodies. So they feel like mom knew what was going on, and she was the one that took the book, that had proof of all family members before they died, killing people and shit, sacrificing folks. But the book was never found by police, never. So they feel like mom may be in on that shit. Mom might still be doing that shit. Put it like this: mom ain't lost nothing. Mom's still big ball around this bitch. Mom ain't missed a step, ain't missed a bill, ain't missed a carpet, nothing. Mom ain't missed a step, even though she isn't working. She didn't work. He was the breadwinner. So she could be spending insurance money. She could be, but mom ain't went broke. Yeah. So, right, correct. It does. The book was gone. The girls know that they left the book down there, but the book was never fucking seized in property at all. Like, at all. So they knew the mom must have taken the book because they didn't take the book. So, and the police said they didn't have the book. So, all right, guys. So we're gonna get ready to start the last story of the night. Go ahead and give me those thumbs if you are ready. Lex as Suki says, they feel like either their dad killed himself from the grief of everything, which I highly doubt, or the property weren't the only places that these girls was going. maybe they was hunting his ass up at the office and made him, or whatever. They just don't feel like their dad did it to himself. He was a very proud man. He would die from a gunshot from somebody else shooting him before he let people think that he would do something like that to himself. So they don't feel like their daddy did it to himself. They feel like it may have been some supernatural powers at work when it came to that, because he wasn't the type of man to do that. But he was stressing, so maybe somebody had found out or somebody was going to do something. You never know in those situations. Okay, let me get those thumbs. Everybody ready? Everybody ready? Can I get those thumbs? They do. Let me get those thumbs. Let me get those thumbs. Alrighty. The last story of the night. Our last story has Chastain, Regina, and Tilly Love. Chastain, Regina, and Tilly Love. Are you guys here? I see Regina's here. Yeah, I see Regina's here. Chastain, where Chastain at? Where Tilly Love at? Okay, they cutting class, I guess. Probably up under the bleachers smoking weed with they bad asses, but okay. Alrighty. Nah, must be wine. So filthy. Alrighty, here we go. Chastain, okay, there go Chastain. Okay. When Chastain and Regina were little, Big Cousin Tilly Love used to babysit them while their mom went to work. They hated Tilly Love. They hated Tilly Love with a passion, because she always was mean to them. That's how they felt. She was always mean to them. She would always try to make them fight each other for her pleasure, just to watch. You know what I'm saying? That they didn't do it, and she'll lie to their mom and say they did something real bad to get them in trouble. You know what I'm saying? So they didn't like Tilly Love, but that's who mom. That was like really the only person that the mom had to babysit them, but she really didn't have to pay like that. Because Tilly Love was family, that was their cousin. She their big cousin. So one day, Chastain and Regina's in the house, and Tilly Love comes over to babysit them. They just like, oh my goodness, here she go. You know what I'm saying? Tilly Love, they ain't like Tilly Love, because Tilly Love used to tell them she's a witch. She like, if you don't do what I tell you to do, or if you don't listen and follow directions, I'm gonna make the devil come get you. They're like, what? Like, yeah, I'm gonna make the devil come get y'all, because I'm a witch. And if you don't do what I tell you to do, I'm gonna make the devil come get you, because he's my boyfriend. Regina and Chastain looking at each other like, whatever, man. No, because they like 9 and 11. And Tilly Love like, yes, he is. He my boyfriend. He'll come get y'all. He'll eat y'all. And they was like, Tilly Love like, yes, he will. So you got to do whatever I tell you to do. So they was scared of, they ain't like Tilly Love. They was scared of her. So when she comes over this day, they ain't want to say shit to her. They just sat back and watched TV. When she walked in the house, she grabbed both of them on the shoulder. Hey, girls, how y'all doing? They looked up at her ass and they just kept watching TV. Mom was like, why y'all ain't speaking? Speak to Tilly Love. Hey. They kept on watching TV. So Tilly Love goes up to her auntie. She like, well, I got an auntie. You go ahead, have your good day at work. What time you come home? She like, I'll be home by 8. Oh, okay. Did you want me to feed them and everything? She like, yeah, I already took the dinner out. You know, all you got to do is just cook it. Okay, well, have a good day at work. And she leaves. So Chastain and Regina just sitting there watching TV. Tilly Love walks over and she looks at them. Y'all gonna be bad today? They ain't say nothing. Oh, so y'all ain't answering me when I talk to y'all. Y'all already trying to be bad and disrespectful. They look back at her ass. no, we're not gonna be bad today. And they look back at the TV. She like, that's what I thought. She goes upstairs to the guest room. They downstairs watching TV. She calls them, hey, y'all come here. So they go upstairs. Chastain and Gina standing in the door. She done drew a symbol on the floor. She tells them, I need for y'all to help me do this spell. What? I need for y'all to help me do this spell. So Chastain said, what kind of spell? Until the Lord say, a spell make a girl hurt herself. Her boyfriend want to be together, but she won't let it go. So I'm gonna do a spell make her hurt herself. And then he could just go ahead and drift away. Regina's like, no, I'm not doing that. That sounds mean. Why would you do that? Why would you make somebody hurt themselves? That's very mean. You shouldn't do that, Tilly. Until he looked at her ass. She said, Chastain, you gonna help me? Chastain like, I'm not doing that. I'm not gonna hurt nobody. So she looks at them. She gets up on her knees because she was sitting on the floor. She gets up on her knees. She goes over to them. She grabs both of them by the hair. Snatches their head back and then throw both of them back into the hallway. And they like, ow, hollering and shit. And she was like, see what I got? You see what I got? And they like, what? And she walks over and she's like, I got y'all hair. Now I'm finna make my boyfriend come after y'all. And they like, no, give me my hair back. She's like, no, y'all want to be bad. Remember, y'all didn't want to help me. So now my boyfriend, the devil, he gonna get y'all. And they just sit in the hallway crying like, no, give me my hair back. And she slammed the door closed on their heads. And they sit in the hallway looking at each other, Chastain looking at Regina, and Regina looking at Chastain. And Chastain like, she can't do that for real. Don't worry about it. Come on. She can't do that for real. So Regina gets up off the floor. She goes, and they go downstairs. They sit downstairs. They're downstairs about an hour and a half. And then Regina looks at Chastain. She's like, I'm hungry. So Chastain screams out, Tilly Love. Tilly Love don't answer her. Tilly Love, we hungry. She still don't say that. Tilly Love. She still don't say shit. So Regina and Chastain get up and they go upstairs to the bedroom. They open the bedroom door. When they open the bedroom door, Tilly Love is laying on the floor. She has her shirt off. She laying in this fucking symbol, and she is like surrounded by all this black smoke. She's laying on her back. She's giggling. She's talking, and all this black smoke is around her body. And they see this shit, and they like, and when they make that noise, it's like the black smoke turns. It has a face, and it turns towards them. And they see this shit. And they like scream, and Tilly Love like, get out of here. She jumps up and she pushed the door closed. And they jump up and they run downstairs. And it's like they are holding each other, crying on the couch, staring at the step. Like, what the fuck was that? Virginia like, what was that? What was that? What was that? Chastain like, it was nothing. It's okay, it was nothing. She just cried and cried and cried until they dozed off. When they woke up to their mama walking in the door. Oh my God. Hey mama, hey. And she's like, hey baby, y'all ate. And they like, no, until they come downstairs. She like, nah, they fell asleep and I ain't want to bother them. I just, let them go ahead and rest. And they look back at Tilly Love and they got one up on their mom and got close to their mom. And she was like, so how was work? And she was like, girl, I'm so tired. She trying to take her personal stuff out, but they were glued to her side. She like, dang, can I take my stuff off? Y'all move. And they like, mom, we just want to stand right here. So she takes her coat and stuff off. And she like, so how was the girl today? Tilly Love like, well, they be hard-headed. They don't like to listen. I told them to do stuff they didn't want to do it. Mama looked at her. What I tell y'all? Did I tell y'all better be good when I left? And y'all just gonna act like that when I leave? No game for y'all. They like, Mama, but wait a minute. She like, no game for y'all. And she walks off. Make no sense. Every time I come home, I gotta get a bad report. She going on upstairs. Tilly Love walks up on them. She bent down and she looked both on them in the face. And she tell them, you better not say shit. And if you say anything, my boyfriend gonna know. Because I told him to stay in that room. And if he hear y'all tell, he gonna eat y'all. And they like, she like, I ain't playing. You say anything, he gonna hear it. And they eyes big as shit. And then their mom come back downstairs And she's like, do you need to ride home? And Tilly like, nah, I got it. But I see you. Call me whenever you need to watch them again. And she's like, okay. Girls, lock the door. And Tilly walks out the door. She's looking at both of them like, her. She goes on out the door. Regina locked the door. She couldn't wait. Clap, 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 clap. She put all kind of locks on the door, slid a shelf on the door, all kind of shit. Mom come back in. She's like, what the hell is you doing? Nothing. Just making sure burglars can't come in. She like, you ain't gotta put the check, girl. Move that shelf. So they move the shelf and sit down. And she like, so y'all had fun with your big cousin today? And both of them looking at each other. Yes, ma'am. We did. And she like, oh, okay. Y'all hungry? Yes, ma'am. Okay, well, I'm gonna go fix her something to eat. She goes in there and cook. They sit in the living room, watch TV. She finished dinner. They sat down and ate, loosened up, laughed about some things, talked about some things. Feeling better. Mom was like, all right, time for bed. So she turned the TV off downstairs. They all go upstairs and get in their bed. Now, Regina and Chastain share a room. They got twin beds, a lamp, nightstand to separate their beds with a lamp on it, and a big mirror that's in between the beds on the wall side mirror, so they can see themselves when they put their clothes on in the morning. So they go in their room, they get in the bed. Mom goes in her room, close the door, get in the bed. They land in the bed, feeling safe because mom's home and Tilly world is gone. Tilly love is gone. So they land in the bed and Chastain hears. So she laying there. She hears it again. So Chastain said, Regina, can you stop tapping? I'm tired. And Regina like, it's not me. She's like, what? It's not me. So Chastain sits up, she looks at Regina, she's like, what? And Regina like shaking. She's trembling in the bed and she's faced towards Chastain and she's shaking. And Chastain like, what? She's like, it's not me. And Chastain like, what's wrong? She's like, and Chastain turns and it's the silhouette of a big black figure with the head of a bull standing in their mirror, watching them. Like you can see the horns move as he looked from bed to bed, on them. Chastain seen that shit. She laid back in the bed so quick, pulled a cover up on her chest. Regina like, you see it? She's like, yeah. And then you hear. So Chastain don't even sit up in the bed. She just looked down at the end of the bed and you can see the thing tap, 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 tapping on the glass. When she sees that, she screams, ah! Mom come rushing in. What's wrong? What's wrong? She looking around. Something's in here, mama. Somebody's in here. Mom looking around. Where? Over by the mirror. Your mom goes over by the mirror. She look behind the mirror. She don't see nothing. She turns around and she looking at the bed. She's like, I don't see nothing. What did you see? And Chastain look over at Regina. Regina look at Chastain. And they look back at mom. It's like, nothing. I think I might have had a bad dream. Okay. And the mom comes on out. And this happens for 3 nights straight. This figure is in their mirror every night, tapping. Every time they try to go to sleep, tapping on the mirror, scared the shit out of them. This goes on for nights, and they don't say nothing. Saturday rolls around, and mom decides they're going to go out and have like a day to themselves. So while they out, she noticed that they was quiet. They didn't want to really play. They didn't really have an appetite. So she asked Regina, Chastain, what's wrong? Why y'all ain't been talking? I brought y'all out here to have fun. Why y'all ain't having fun? What's wrong? And they broke down and told her. And she was like, what? Yeah. She said she a witch. And the devil is her boyfriend. And he gonna get us. And she left him in the house for him to get us. And the mom was pissed. Oh, hell no. Let me call her mom. So she calls Tilly little mama. She goes off. She tells little mama everything that Tilly little told them. And her mom is just like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. We trying to get her now. And they don't like, what you mean you trying to get her now? Well, she ain't been home in 2 days. What you mean she ain't been home in 2 days? We had a big fight and she told me she was going to be with her boyfriend and she left. And we ain't seen her since. She ain't been to school. She ain't been back home. The police have been notified. They've been looking for her in the neighborhood. We haven't seen her. The fuck? So she's like, y'all ain't heard from her at all. Like, no, not at all. She said she was going to be with her boyfriend. And then their mom was like, I told you, she said her boyfriend was the devil, right? And the mom was like, yeah, but you know, that's probably just what she told the girls to scare them. That's not, she don't believe in that type of stuff. Okay, well, when you hear from her, let me know so I can talk to her. Okay, but if you see her, you know, call me and let me know. Okay, cool. She hangs up. She tells the girls, it was all a joke. Her mama said it was all a lie. Tilly Lil was just lying. It wasn't serious. She was just lying. So y'all ain't got no reason to be scared. Ain't nobody in trouble. They like, okay. And they get up and try to have a little fun. On the way home, everybody in the car singing to the song on the radio, having them a good old time. They don't stop and got them something to eat, got their little drinks and stuff. And they come down the street and they get ready to pull into the driveway. And their mom and them noticed a shadow over the house. It looked as if trees was over the house blocking out the sun. Only their house though. Everybody else's house was fine. Just their house, like it had like a dark cloud over that shit. Like it just looked dark and gloomy. But only their house. And the mama saw that shit. They instantly was like, what the fuck? Mama, something don't feel right. And she was like, ooh, it's like it's about to rain. Come on, y'all, let's hurry up and get in the house. So they hurry up and get their stuff and they get out the car and they rush over to the door and the mama unlocked the door and they rush in and she turns around and she locked the door and she stands there and they're standing there like Chastain and Regina standing there. Everybody standing right by the door. And Chastain looked up at her mama. She said, Mama, something's not right. And her mom was like, I feel it too, baby. They was looking around the house like something just wasn't right. It just wasn't making no sense. Something don't feel right in here, Mama. Like something ain't right. And Regina was like, Mama, you hear that? And they're like, you know, listening. She's listening, and you can hear what sounds like horse feet walking upstairs in the room, in the guest bedroom. It sounded like horse feet. Boom, 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 boom. Like just coming in. Boom, boom, boom. And the mom was like, what the fuck is this? She's like, hello? Is somebody up there? Hello? Is somebody up there? And then you hear the horseshoe feet like, bow, bow, loud as shit, bow, 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 bow. And it's coming out. You can hear it coming like out into the hallway. And you heard, the mom backed up to where Chastain and Regina was, and you can hear, I told you not, and it sounded like Tilly Love. It sounded like Tilly Love in the beginning. I told you not to, sir. And the voice got deep and evil sounding as shit. And the mama backed up to the door where they were like, what the fuck is going on? And then all of a sudden you see a horse foot hit the top step. And then a second horse foot hit the next step. And then all of a sudden, it was at the bottom of the stairs. Like, boom, boom, that shit was at the bottom of the stairs, standing in front of the mama. It was built as if a horse was standing on his hind fucking legs with the head of a bull. And it was like breathing like black smoke. And that shit was staring at them. And instantly, Regina and Chastain turns for the door to try to get the door open. And the mom is like backing up, trying to protect them, putting her arms out like, y'all back up, back up. And all of a sudden, they just feel pressure slam them into the door like, boom! Like Regina and Chastain is against the door like this. The mom body is behind them, pressing against there. They are crying, screaming, their face and everything is being smashed into this fucking door hard as shit. They can't push themselves off of it. The pressure is so strong. It's feeling like it's crushing their fucking head. They're screaming, crying, and then all of a sudden you hear this deep guttural voice say, they belong to me forever. And then boom, all of them hit the floor. Like whatever was pushing them, let them go. And they hit the floor. When they hit the floor, mom jumped up, opened the door, pushed their ass out of the house, ran out, slammed the door behind her, jumped in the car, pulled the fuck out. Now, After this happened, um, Tilly Love was never found. They never found Tilly Love um, at all. They never found Tilly Love. This devil has continued to fuck with these girls up until this day. They have not been able to get rid of it. They have tried. There's no one that can possibly help at this point. They tried everything, and I'm talking about everything. Nothing can rip this demon from them. Can't tear it from them at all. So they deal with this shit. They live their lives having to just deal with this shit. When they got older, they told their mom about what Tilly Love used to do to them and how she took their hair and did all this shit. And the mom was sad. They say mom passed of a broken heart because she felt like she should have saw it. She should have done something to stop it because this demon has terrorized these girls ever since that day. And the mom has had to deal with it. She had bruises from trying to protect them. And they have had to deal with this shit every day of their life. Now, when this shit happened, they were like 9 and 11 years old. And they was like, when they was 9 and 11, this shit would basically like pop up in places, grab on them, hit them in their sleep. They would wake up with big ass bruises on their bodies, big scratches on their bodies. They said, but it didn't get worse until they got older. So when Chastain turned 16, she was raped for the very first time by this demonic spirit. And then it happened to Regina when she turned 16. And apparently this demonic entity loves to grape them. Been raping them since 16. Damn near everyday basis. They have had men in their life that were beaten in their sleep, scratched in their sleep, all kind of shit to the point to where they can't keep a man in their life. Once these guys start to experience shit and they tell them what's going on, they don't stick around. Dudes get the hell on. So Regina and Chastain live together at this point. They live in a house together. Their mom passed a while back. They live together at this point, and they live their lives dealing with it. They feel like this shit is never going to leave, so they are great. Damn near every night, from room to room by this fucking demonic spirit. There's nothing they can do. They say they try exercising the spirit away from them. It only made them sick. It only made, brought them close to death to try to remove this shit. So there was no way for them to remove it. No psychic, no paranormal team. There's nobody. They tried everything. They tried, other cultures, going into different cultures to see if they have some type of witch doctor or shaman or somebody they could try to remove this. And they have not been able to rid themselves of this entity and continue to live dealing with this entity till this day. Like tonight, one of them will be raped by this entity tonight. And they just allow it. And they say if they don't fight, it happens quick and the shit leaves them alone for the rest of the night. But if they fight and try to stop it, it's drug out the entire night. They spend the whole night fighting this fucking entity. If Regina's fighting this entity in her room and Chastain hears it and she comes in and try to help, they are fighting for their fucking lives until daybreak. And then that's when finally this shit will just stop and they just fall to the floor. No sleep, just constant fighting. So they figured out a long time ago to just let it happen and it'll go by faster. So nothing they can do about it. Ed and Lorraine Warren are dead, so it's nothing they can do about it either. But yeah, these girls continue to live in tortured like that. And the one person that put this bullshit on them has never been seen again since she left to go join her boyfriend. They think Tilly Love is dead. They always thought that ever since they were little, when their moms first told them that her mom said she didn't come home, and she said she was going to be with her boyfriend. Chastain and Regina knew then she wasn't living. They like, she's dead. They've always felt that. They've never said that, but they've always felt that, because in order for you to join the devil, and they've always felt like Tilly Love is dead. They've never seen her again. Nobody in the family has ever seen her again. There's never been any sightings of anybody saying, well, I think I seen this girl. They've never seen Tilly Love again. That's probably the one person that could probably remove that shit. But she ain't been seen or heard from since that time. So that was you guys' fourth story of the night. Thank you so much for joining me for story time. I greatly appreciate it. I hope you guys enjoyed the stories tonight. I will see you guys again on Friday for 3 stories before the weekend come in. We turn up and turn down and get some rest and watch football. Yes, because football is back. Yes, somebody up there love it. So yes, thank you guys for joining me for story time. I greatly appreciate it. Y'all know my motto: stay safe, social distance, and please don't slap the sleeves off a bitch unless she earns it. I love you guys. Mwah. Good night. Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite. And if they do, call a fucking working man, because auntie didn't do it. Good night, guys.